Hey, what's up guys? So I was playing Deepwoken and I found an artifact. Then I remembered, wow, this is useless. Now, if you've played Deepwoken back on release, you would understand the rush of getting these. You and a group of friends would rush back from Aristia all the way to Vigils just to turn it in. Probably just to get jumped on the way there. For the time being, you could actually get some decent gear and good notes. But this is one of the things that should have gotten a revamp or even expanded upon in verse 2. Same with things like Primadon, Dread Serpent, etc. Although artifacts did receive a minor change in the verse 2 update, which allowed them to spawn in more places around the map, which is nice, but again, there's almost zero reason to actually go and redeem these. It also doesn't help that usually the nearest banker is decently far away. So what can we do to improve on these? First off, let's call the artifact we all know and love the default one. So the default artifact can stay the same, and it could still be useful for new players or very early freshies. But let's introduce a new tier of artifacts. These artifacts would differ based on your area in the game. So the default artifact we referred to earlier, let's call that the Etrian artifact now. Now we'll come up with some new artifacts. The first one, the Eastern artifact. This artifact dons a green color palette to differentiate from the original one. This one will obviously be exclusive to the Eastern Luminate. These would be a little rare, but not too much more. These artifacts could drop closer to endgame loot, such as things like legendary rings, high HP helmets like Gladiator helmets, con helmets, boots, and notes. This would give incentive to hunt for artifacts, and your gear can actually be viable for endgame and have good pips for things like HP or DVM. And for the second artifact, the Monkey artifact. This artifact would be exclusive to the Monkey's Paw. I am an avid advocate for them to make the Monkey's Paw have something to use so ganks will happen there again, and I think this is a perfect way to do it. The artifacts here would pulse a very large beam that would have a global sound cue so everyone in the server can hear it. Now, you might think this just promotes server hopping at the Monkey's Paw, but wait, there's more to it. This artifact can only have a chance of spawning after you kill Primadon. You can get very endgame loot like curved blades, crypt blades, real blades, Grand Saruskas, iron singer heavy plates, and more. It would not give notes, but instead it would give 10 knowledge. This artifact would not have exclusively good loot and have some filler loot obviously, or it would be a little bit too OP. But the artifact itself would have a decently low chance to spawn as well, so I don't think these rewards are ridiculous, as it would still be more efficient to go to layer 2 and do Etheron to get these items. But in my opinion, this is a good alternative to doing that because let's be honest, nobody likes running layer 2 for the 100th time in a row. This would heavily incentivize not only for people to go to Monkey Paw, but to actually do Primadon and have a reason to go to that island, because right now it's almost completely useless and basically just a waste of space in the game. So I think this would add a good reason to actually fight Primadon and for ganks to happen there again. Moving on to the last new artifact I think they could add is the Depths artifact. The Depths artifact can drop any depths loot that can be found in layer 1. So curved blades, crypt blades, Grand Saruskas, diver slice plates, star boots, everything under the sun. It would also have an added bonus of 2 Christian medallions so you can dye your armor, or if you really wanted to, you can save them up, but that'd be pretty inefficient. This would spawn randomly in the depths and don a blue color to obviously relate to the blue themes of the depths. You'd have to go to Claire's to turn these in. These also come with a risk of you being targeted and killed for this, which incentivizes depths PvP. So this would be pretty high risk, high reward, and you'd basically be the target for everyone to try to kill. I know exploiters are in the game and they can ESP or whatever, yada yada, but we cannot base things around exploiters. They're probably better off doing layer 2 anyways, since it only takes them like 5 minutes. So yeah, that's how I think they can improve on artifacts in the game and actually make it so people want to get them. If you have ideas of your own, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. I read all of them, and again, I'd love to hear it. As always, if you did enjoy, like and subscribe. It really helps a lot. Thank you. Have an amazing day, and goodbye.